Hi guys, this is Ken. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about forgiveness and reconciliation. This other day I was just thinking about how when I was younger, my mom would always preach about forgiveness and how we should forgive and forget that stuff. And the thing about my mom is she not only said that, she genuinely embodied that. She would forgive and genuinely forget. Like someone would hurt her and then she would genuinely let it go and never bring it up again and still be this kind, amazing human being. And I always found it so fascinating because I was never able to do the same. And I think watching her forgive so easily actually made me someone who did not do the same as easily. I made my own I made my own definition of forgiveness, which she did not agree with. Because my mom would forgive someone and then they would she would be okay with the person. For me, I have always this, always been this person whereby if someone does something or if something happens, right? If someone hurts someone I love or someone hurts me, stuff like that, I could forgive them, right? But at the same time, I would also be okay with not talking to them ever again. So my mom would be like, but that just means you're still holding on to the grudge. That means you're still upset. And I would always say, no, genuinely no. I don't think about the person. I do not care. I just do not want them in my life. So my mom always disagreed with me on that. And to this day, I am still that person. Because for me, forgiving someone does not mean you have to reconcile. It does not mean you have to be friends again, that you have to be in the same place we were. I mean, of course, there's a bit of nuance around it. It could, if it's over a small thing, then yeah, for sure. But if it's something that is a big deal, like something that shows who they are as a person, or if they do something, for me, I've always said to myself, if someone does something I would never do to them, or someone does something that I would not even dream of to me or someone I love, then there's no way, there's no way, there's no way around that. There's no coming back from it. That's that's what I've always said. And so when something does happen, I always think, would I have done this? And also, is this something that is just a mistake? Was there good intent? Because intent is important. Because when someone causes you pain, but the intent was good, right? And they take accountability. Because that's also another thing. Having good intentions does not excuse the harm done, even with good intent. It's still harm that is done to someone you love, right? So when someone has good intent and they still do something, right? Do something that hurts you, but they apologize without making excuses. They don't say, I'm sorry if I hurt you, or I'm sorry that I hurt you, but I was just trying to. No, that's not an apology. That is just an excuse. But when someone is saying, I am so sorry that I did this, I in no way meant to harm you because I care about you, and so I am so sorry, and I'll try my best to make sure it never happens again. When someone says that, then you think, okay, this person is remorseful, right? They're not making excuses. At least they realize that they did something, even if they had good intentions. It still didn't. It still caused you pain, right? Which is the important part here. It's not about the intent. It's about the consequences, the results. Even though the intent was good, it's about what actually happened and not what they wanted to happen, right? So for me, I failed to learn that I can forgive someone. And actually, no, I did not have to learn this. I have tried to forgive someone and also try to put them back where they were before said thing happened. But unfortunately, though, I have not been able to do that successfully. My mom is just an angel, I suppose, because I've never been able to do that. And the funniest thing is, even with her, the people who have caused her pain, to this day, I cannot see them the same way. I cannot be around them. But she can. She's completely fine with them. Because like I said, she forgives in her own way. which I am fascinated by, which I absolutely respect. It's just not who I am. Because for me forgiving you does not mean we can be friends again. No, I can absolutely forgive you and also not want you anywhere near me. That is just the truth of the matter. I do not have to forgive you and then let you back into my life. No. And this is not to say I hate you or that I harbor resentment. Absolutely not. You've showed me who you are, right? And so I think it's best that we go our separate ways. And of course, I wish nothing but the best. Just either good or bad, just away from me, you know? And I don't know. I don't know if that makes me a horrible person, but honestly, I also do not think I care. because because when someone does something that is so horrible, me forgiving them is not me. It's not that they deserve the forgiveness. It's me forgiving them so I can move forward with my life, move forward with no baggage, right? Was that way, I won't think about them. Because for me, I've always been that person who likes to shut the door. So when something horrible happens, I I explain how I feel about the thing. I say, okay, you did this, and I don't know what your intent was, but this was so horrible and so cruel. So I think it's best if we go our separate ways. I wish nothing but the best. Just yeah, may we all get what we deserve. Yeah, and then I go on with my life, and I never think about them again. And sorry, I think I'm getting a cold or something. Sorry. So I also realized this last year. Last year when my brother died, I I lost. But, but in all honesty, it wasn't a loss, but it made me reevaluate some friendships because when you're grieving, it's so easy for the people around you who are supposed to be your friends to say the wrong things or to make you feel like okay you're grieving too long or that your pain your pain should be contained or stuff like this. And for me, I've always been okay with that. I've always been okay with not burdening people with my problems. But the thing with last year is it's one thing for 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 someone to not want to talk about your pain all the time, which I would never do. I wouldn't just be talking about pain, right? It's one thing for them to not want that energy all the time, but it's a whole different thing when you ask. Okay, let me give you an example of this. Because this is a thing that actually happened, and I don't know, maybe I overreacted. So get this, I'm with my friend, and I'm just talking about stuff, and then I go, oh, I am so tired of people dying. I'm so tired of losing people. And then they go, and this is like a month after my brother died, and they go, ah, they go, no, they didn't do that. They said, well, we've all lost people, and I said, yeah, I know we've lost people. This is not a competition. Actually, no. Before saying that, they continued. They said, we've all lost people. We have all lost people. My father actually left us. I'm so sorry. He said, oh, uh, my dad left us and whatnot. And so I said, well, mine died. And also, this is not a competition. This is not a competition. I am. It's not a competition to see who has had the most trauma, who has the most pain. I'm just telling you that I'm just expressing my feelings. I'm in pain, and something I'm tired of losing people. This is not a competition. So yeah, that thing just struck me the wrong way. I was thinking this is such a weird thing for you to say. My brother died a month ago, and I'm saying I'm tired of losing people, and then you go, well, we've all lost people. Even my dad, he left us when we were children. I mean, I understand that, and I am absolutely absolutely understanding of that. I am, yeah, I have empathy for that, and I feel horrible that that happened to my friend. But still, in that moment, if it was me, if the roles were reversed, and someone said to me, I'm tired of losing people, right? I would have rather just keep quiet and not say and not make it about me. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. So yeah, that was just a little example of yeah. That was just a little example. So when it comes to friendships, I that kind of thing happened with some of my friends, and then I realized, wait, how are these people my friends? And the worst thing is when they were dealing with their own things, I was always happy to show up. I was always happy to listen, always happy to build up and not try to yeah, I was always trying to be there for them. And I never expected anything in return. As far as as far as someone being there for me emotionally, I did not even need that, right? But the one time I needed just an ounce of that, I didn't really get it. I didn't really get it. And so that was really painful at the time. Now I don't really care. The only good thing that came out of that is it made me see who my friends were. Because you're going through when you're going through grief, when you lose someone, you truly realize who your friends are. That is the one good thing that happens. You learn who your friends are. You realize, okay, these people are not my friends. So the people I made friends with around that time are still my people this day. They are just amazing human beings, and I have also grown as a person when it comes to friendships. Where now I realize that I don't have to be the only one carrying someone's emotional baggage. Like it can be a two-way thing, right? I can shop for them and they can also shop for me. And it's okay to have expectations. I cannot be just this person who goes through things by myself. And then when my friend is going through something, I am there for them. Like 24/7, I'm like, when you need me, call me. And I'm calling to check in. So for the first time in my life, I have that, and it's really great. It's really amazing to have that. To have people who you know you can just call at 1 a.m. and they'll show up for you. That is something that I do not take for granted. So yeah, when it comes to forgiveness, there's no right or wrong way to go about it. As long as you are not punishing yourself constantly, as long as in your mind you've you've gotten to a space where you can coexist with the disappointment or the loss of the friendship or relationship without making it define who you are, or without it being so uncomfortable that you think, oh, maybe I should talk to them, or maybe I should just try a little bit more. You do not have to do that. Just you, just you forgiving them in your own heart. Just saying, you know what, this thing does not matter to me anymore. This person has done ABC, and I am so done. I'm okay if we never speak again, or I'm okay if it's just a hi, hi. If you are in close proximity, say you work together, you can just be like, oh, hey, hey, and go on with your day, go on with your life, right? But you you not allowing them access to your life is not does not make you bitter at all. It does not. It does not. Forgiveness does not mean you have to forget what happened. I mean, if you forget it, it will happen again. It's okay to protect yourself. Being self-protective and and letting yourself feel how you feel and choosing yourself is not a bad thing at all. It is not. It is not. I think they've said that if someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them because that is who they are. So, once bent, twice shy. So, yeah, forgiveness does not have to mean reconciliation. You can forgive them and also tell them to F off. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. And please comment, like, and subscribe. Bye.